Hello, everyone. Welcome to Michelle's Inspiration Hour, and I hope this finds you well. And I also hope that each episode brings you inspiration, empowerment, and most of all, inspiration. Remember, at every show, I always talk about a inspiration quote that I find either on my guest website, Facebook, or Instagram. So I'm going to share a scripture that I saw on our next guest website. And one of my favorites: ask and it will be given to you, and seek you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. And that's Matthew 7:7. Now, our next guest, Debby Kruszewski, is an author, an entrepreneur, certified life, meditation, and energy healing coach, and a certified dream manager coach and business consultant. She is a survivor of a crushed dreams and became an expert in dream rescue. I think we all need that. She created a program called Dream Pollination Program. She is helping others listen to their heart and pursue their dreams. And this is so needed. So let's get Debby out here. Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm well, Michelle. How are you?
I am excited about this conversation with you because, you have developed such a unique program because a lot of people, tend to give up too easily, especially when they have their sights and they know where they're headed and then they get crushed. So, can you kind of explain what happened to you to be able to create this wonderful program? Because, we have to experience certain things before we actually develop something that can inspire others.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I realized early on when I was really young that I just thought differently. Nobody agreed with me. No one saw the things that I was seeing, and everybody was, was your elders. You were like, well, there must be something wrong with me because you have the knowledge and you're the authority. So um, I kind of learned to shuffle down my thoughts and my dreams and stop being vocal.
Mm.
And I just became not, I don't think I became like a Pavlov dog. I think that's just the best analogy that people can really relate to, where you just come to a point of it must be something wrong with me because nobody has the same visions or dreams that I do. And so, I went to college. I was supposed to become a professional dancer and be part of a dance program. And I was going to school, and I wanted to own my own dance company.
Mm.
But we had some family drama at the time, and I had to stay home for school. So I went to the local college, and at that time. Now it's completely a different world, and it's an amazing place. It was a great
Mm.
place then. I'm not saying it
All
wasn't.
right, right.
It's just grown so much. It went from a college, it just became a university. So I'm like, oh my
No.
gosh, like it's just totally blossomed now. But when I was there, it was the majority was you either became an accountant or you became a school teacher. And I just could not be a school teacher. So I went to
Yeah.
business school, and accounting is not my thing either. But I learned that I really liked management because I like to be busy and I like my hands to be involved in everything. And I think that was the greatest career, the greatest degree, sorry,
Oh,
that I
wow.
could
Yeah.
have picked.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
It
It's like a
didn't.
stepping stone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
I got to learn the overall big picture of how everything worked. And then, as I got into my career, I learned more of the details of what everything needed to be done and knew enough to know what needed to be done. It didn't necessarily need to know all the steps in the job. And I took on a job that was as an account executive, and I wanted to learn everything, and I really did. And then you have people that want to pigeonhole you of, well, you need to just perfect this one thing.
Mm.
And I was like, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. And you go to try to grow your career, and they're like, but you can do so many things. Like, what's your one thing? And it's like, no, I have more than one thing. And it's really hard. And somebody said to me not that long ago, if Google can't figure you out,
Mhm.
then most people can't. And I'm like, that's really sad. I don't think that's true, and I think that's sad. Like, I can have a long list of things that I can do and I can accomplish, and there's people that don't want to be in a conversation with me because it's like, no, I actually do know the answer because I have done the homework or I
Mhm.
have had that experience. And so I'm a frustrating dinner guest, I guess.
Well, I was gonna say we're not robots either. I mean, there it's not that simplistic, we're very complex.
Yeah, yes, we
Yeah.
are. We are. But I did manage to grow my career, and although it wasn't the career that I wanted, it was the career that I was told, because it was like, go to business school, get a degree, get into a big business, get a 401k, work your way up the ladder, make a lot of money. That's where you're going to find happiness. And I worked my way all the way up the ladder, and I made a lot of money, and I
Mhm.
it was worse than being broke. So
Mhm.
I just prayed to God, and I was like, can you please help me? Can you please help me get through this? Because I'm afraid I'm going to die if I stay here. And he just whispered in my ear, just leave, and I want you to write, and I'll take care of everything for you. And so I wrote 3 books in 9 months.
Wow.
And with that, people are like, I want more, I want more.
Yeah.
And, I am continuing to write, but I decided to do the Stream Pollination Program because what I learned and what I love to do at all of my jobs was seeing potential in people and looking at them and be like, I know you're better than this job, or you're just in the wrong place. You should be over here, not over here.
Mhm.
And I we worked at companies where they have so much opportunity,
Mhm.
but not all the time employees really know that. And I think companies have gotten better at that. But at that time, people didn't know what the resources were available to them.
Oh, right.
And there's always like, oh, I can't go back to school. Oh, I can't do this because of this. And like, you can.
Mhm.
And and just watching people grow, I saw that I promoted and got people to their next level, about over 550 people that I could recall,
Wow. Yeah.
in 4 years. And I'm like, if I love to write and I love to tell inspirational stories, and I have all this knowledge of where to go and what to do. And when I find myself in a situation, I really do my homework.
Mhm.
So if I could take all of this knowledge, and how many people do I encounter in a day that are like, oh, I just can't because it's like, you actually can.
Mhm.
And you're further ahead than you believe. And I can help you get there. So I decided to do some work, and I got certified as a dream manager. But I decided to take it a little step further and really customize it for each person, and notice that every dream, every phase of your life, you're in a season. So it's really picking what season you're in, and you're always pollinating something. So
Oh, yeah.
there's something that needs to grow, there's something that needs time to mature, that's something that needs to like stay stagnant, and there's sometimes you're ready to move on to the next phase. So I look at it as it's your project that I'm just facilitating you. Hey, I'm going to help you get there and watch you grow. And
Mhm.
it's up to you. I can't do the work for you. That doesn't do anything. So it's simply putting you in a place of yes, in a place of positivity, in a place of I always wanted to do that. And maybe it looks a little different than what you can vision it, but you can really accomplish anything that your dreams are full of. And your dream is given to you by God. He divinely made you specifically just for you to fulfill these dreams, to fulfill these desires in your heart. And I feel like writing got me to this place of telling stories that really help people see in their everyday life they have faith. And I want to just be able to take it a little step further and be like, here's some tools, because I know that first step of getting that excitement and getting that adrenaline rush of, yeah,
Right.
now what do I do?
Well, and aren't
So,
you glad that you listened to God? When you got that message, because a lot of times people don't. And at least you listened to God and you said, okay, I'm going to listen and actually have the faith that things will work out. because, and I think it was important for you to probably go through so that now that you can help others do the exact same thing and to find the faith in what you're kind of giving them. Because sometimes you can't see the big picture when you're in the middle of it. It takes somebody else to look from a different side, and you can say, okay, have you thought about this? And so I think that is fascinating, and I bet you absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's very rewarding to work with people. I worked with a woman, uh, I would say like last year, and she's like, listen, my whole family comes, they're all doctors, and I want nothing to do with being a doctor. But the pressure of being a doctor, and she's like, I'm miserable. I'm trying to do this and I'm just miserable. And by the end of our conversation, all of a sudden she's like going to be a country star singer, and she's going to she's moving to the mountains, and she's going to start a resort with her boyfriend. And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
that's not a doctor. But it was so fun to go through the process with her, where she's like, I think I'm going to die if I become a doctor. It was at that place of anger, frustration, and most people would be like, what's wrong with me?
Oh,
That
right.
sounds really fabulous. I wish I could have that opportunity. But for her, it was death. It was
Hmm.
just, my life is over now because my family wants me to follow this line. And, you realize that somebody else is dictating your life, and it's not your life.
Right.
And if you're not taking charge of your life, you're always putting somebody else in charge and making them the gatekeeper of your
Oh,
dreams.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's not about it's we create these gatekeepers. There's gatekeepers that are given to us, and we just have to learn how to navigate that, of having that sit down of, hey, mom and dad, I'm going to become a country singer, and I'm
Hmm.
going to go live in the mountains and start this lodging,
Right.
ranch, B&B, whatever. I forgot exactly what it was, with my boyfriend,
Hmm.
and this is my plan.
Hmm.
And it's not asking permission. It's, this is my plan. I have it set up. I want you to be on my team. And it's either, everybody's reasons are different. It could be all of the above. Number one is, for everybody, is, I need spiritual
Hmm.
support. I want you to pray for me. I want you to just feel good. If I make a good decision, if I make a bad decision, I'm going to recover. And I just need to know where you are in my support team. And, I need prayers. And sometimes, you're asking people financially as well. And that's a, whatever business it is or whatever it is.
Hmm.
But there's things that you need cheerleading team, and you need to know who's going to be on it. And there's going to be no's, and you have to be okay with that. And you have to know that God's leading you, because if he's leading you, the doors will open.
Hmm.
And the people that get our no's, when they watch you break these barriers and keep moving forward, they'll become your biggest cheerleader. And it's very amazing to watch. And it's just sometimes getting through those gatekeepers, those walls that we created,
Hmm.
or we thought we could never get through. It's just a conditioning of the whole situation. And you're asking God to be the CEO
Hmm.
of this project, of your dreams, of everything, because he really is.
Right.
And you're just letting him guide the way, because you can never go wrong.
Right. And sometimes it gets frustrating, and it really helps, again, to reach out and just like Jesus, take the wheel. That's one of my favorite
Yeah.
songs. And don't you think, and it's very interesting because as you were talking, I was really thinking, during COVID and when everything got shut down and everybody had to be in their homes, I think a lot of people had a lot of reflections on what they were doing. And so I think what you are doing is so needed because I think that society it kind of like, how you put the dice in and then you roll it. It's kind of like that. Everybody's kind of gambling. What do I need to do to make myself happy? And I think that is a wonderful trend that we are on.
Yes, it is. And you realize how much time I hate to say wasting, but in a way, it was valuable time that you've seen through all of this pandemic, of
Mhm.
that time now I have to spend with my family. that time that I have a little bit more for myself, the relaxing of not having to travel into a city, or, a long ways away, or be on the road at endless time just driving. And those moments you don't get back.
Right.
You just can't get back a
Right.
moment. And so many people are coming to me like, I don't want to go back into the office. I don't want to go back to my job, but I'm stuck. And it's
Right.
like you've already put that energy out there that there's a no and you can't do it. You just, I'm here to listen. Yes, number one, but
Yeah.
don't be afraid of what the answer is, because my answer is going to be push forward.
Yeah.
It's not I'm sitting here and dwelling with you, because a lot of people like to stay in that dwelling. It's like, no, do you want to move forward, or do you want to sit here and just walk around this party and continue to complain about it?
And I think they're most
Because I'm not
comfortable that way. Why why
most
get
people.
outside my comfort zone when I have to step out the box and really be brave to move on. So let's go ahead. I'm going to kind of switch gears a little bit because, and there's a reason why I'm going to bring this up. And what was the third book that I did not put up here? Because you said,
Oh, precious and fragile things.
okay, okay. I wanted to make sure that was
That's
up there
okay.
because but I did read Soul Meets the Body. And I
Oh,
found it very interesting because what you were talking about, okay, let me back up first. What I want you to do, if this is okay, I'm going to back up a little bit before I ask you the
okay.
questions about. Tell me first what your inspiration was behind the book, because I don't want to persuade what you say.
Oh no, I would love to hear your perception, of course. I wrote the book because I had just finished the first two books, and I knew that there was something more that I needed to write. And I was in a relationship with somebody that was on and off since we were 17.
Oh, right.
Clearly not 17 anymore. And and I was stuck in a loop of, this is your fault, this is why it didn't happen, and pointing the finger. He's like, I think you should look yourself in the mirror and look at this moment and this moment and this moment, and look at how you made the decision for this to not work.
Mm,
And I was like, you're absolutely right. If I want this, not only this relationship to work, but every relationship in my life, with my family, with my friends, and whoever my next partner in life is going to be, I need to really fix this and I need to make it right. So I wanted to tell a love story that had faith in it, and how there's trust in God, and how we keep messing it up. Either we think we mess it up, because we never really mess it up, we just get recalculated, but how God's always in control, and how if it's a dream on your heart, it will find your way back.
yeah.
And everybody's dream helps you in your journey. So it's like we're all sort of in circles in life, and just continuing on of, well, this was my dream, and I felt that this dream was mine, and it got me here,
Mhm.
but now I see that it brought me here for you to be here, and then this person is this, and then, so how everybody, it's, like passing the baton in a way of, like, the dream is continuing to grow, and it's just watching it pass through everybody. And I actually have a good friend that's like, well, when's the next part of this series? I'm like, who said it was a series? And she's like, no, you have to keep going and keep telling the story of the family.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I didn't think of it that way, but that's how she saw it, was,
Hmm.
no, that you have to keep telling this family generation stories. And I'm like, well, that's a great way, a great idea. So that's
Yeah.
sort of being toyed around right now. But I believed in, I wanted people to see that God is always in control, and it always works out. And, tell a love story that's a little wacko. And we all encountered some kind of that wackoness
Yes. Yes.
in our lives. So,
Oh, absolutely. So, and if I say anything and you don't want me to say, spoiler alert, just say, no, Michelle, don't say that. Let's kind of leave that out. But the characters, to me, each character that you had in the book is so realistic. There's no sugarcoating. They had real life problems, and you're going, oh my gosh, how are they going to find love at all? You know what I'm saying? Especially Maria, the way that she grew up. And I'm thinking, bless her heart, and then she struggles with really, but we all do, so it
Yeah.
really makes it a realistic life. And then for her son to find that true love, I absolutely loved it. So you did a great job about making these characters so that people can resonate with them, and say, you know what, I've been through the same experience, and these people actually made it through. And another part that I just really love, and I kind of wanted to get your explanation on this. Whenever, Maria is dreaming about her son, now is that her dreaming, or is it God giving her a message?
Well, I think any dream is given by God.
Okay.
So I feel like that was her drive was I'm in this bad situation, and I have to move on.
Hmm.
God is pushing me, and I vision this child that I have to have, but I know it's not here.
Right.
And I see it there. And, just the way her friends rally up to be like, we're going to be supporting you. And that's
Hmm.
when I look at that. I look at that is like your dream team of like, we're with you.
Right.
Like, we're going to push for you. It's like the little mice in Cinderella. Like, we're going to help you build this dress. Like,
Right.
we're
Oh,
going to figure it
absolutely.
out. Yeah. So it's like she has her dream team. And, like I said, her mom was a gatekeeper of
Hmm.
no, you can't go. And that's it. But she's like, I'm still doing it. And then,
Hmm.
you see how her mom becomes a cheerleader
Oh,
of like,
absolutely.
okay,
And
yes,
I'm glad you brought that up too, because I think that if people don't give in to that, and they become a role model for those adults that haven't had a chance to be able to stand up for themselves. And I think that is a great thing that you did in the book as well, and when with your business as well. But the her son Maximo, am I pronouncing that right? Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I absolutely loved him, because I'm thinking, bless his heart going through, but you know what? It's human what you go through. And I love that he was an artist at the very beginning of his life, and then he had to give it up. He finally said, forget it. And then once he got settled and everything, I don't want to give too much. He brought it back, and like you said, he had a support team that
yeah,
said, "Why don't you do what you absolutely love?"
yeah,
Yeah. So again, thank you for bringing that book out. I think that's everything that, like I said, all the characters are so somebody that you can identify with. And
yeah. And
yeah. Go,
well, I'm sorry, I
oh
didn't
no,
mean to
go
cut you
for
off.
it. No.
Yeah, I wanted to make it realistic of, and I wanted to go through his childhood of we've all encountered some kind of situation of like, I'm the star, I'm not the star. I like this girl, and she likes me, she doesn't like me. This, all those little things that everybody's had.
Right.
It really, it kind of grows you
Mhm.
as an adult of who you are, and what your family is going through molds you of who you become as an adult.
Absolutely.
And I get a lot of people come to me that have relationship problems, and I think that's part of the dream pollination too of they people think that they're going through something with their spouse, and they're like, well, we're just going to pretend it's not happening and do it for their kids. And it's like, do you see
Hmm.
your kids are in this too?
Right.
There's
Right.
no putting a mask on it. And it was sort of showing like this is really not helping this
Right.
family
Right. Right. Right.
by thinking you could fit, you're it's good to stay together. But I also wanted to tell that there's people that really love each other and maybe not the best fit for each other
Right. Oh,
too.
and then you did a good job with that. And I think forgiveness too, when you look at it,
Forgiveness.
looking at each relationship, they definitely had to forgive each other, before they, and each relationship didn't stay the same. So it really morphed out with every experience that they had, and which is life.
Yeah.
I mean, as you think about it. So overall, and I always ask this of my guests, to think of an inspiration that you would, if somebody said, I need some inspiration this week, I'm having a hellacious week. What would you tell them?
Oh, I would get people to just take a deep breath and sit back and really take look at it as an onion and take off the layers of it. Because a lot of it is you could be really mad at the day, but you have something on your head that, you know, because you spilled coffee on your report on a Zoom meeting, that's what ruined your day. And it was like, no, you were fighting with somebody,
Right.
right before, and that, your spouse or a kid or whatever. That's the real thing. Like, be honest with where your upset comes from and really get in touch with what that is and learn how to really go through the process of how to get through it, how to approach it, and how to not bring that anger with you for the rest of the day. And how to laugh at yourself. So maybe it was just the coffee spilling on your report in a meeting, you know, laugh at it. We're in a digital world. We could pull it up on the screen. It'll be fine. Maybe have fun with it. Be like, well, all right, laugh
Absolutely.
at yourself, and it's always going to be okay, because I said it before, every moment is a new moment, and it's how you choose to live in the new moment, and you can't get the old one back. So it's like right now is a new moment, and then now is a new moment. Then you're surviving through all these moments, so you could just keep telling yourself it's a new moment, it's a new moment, good things, and just kind of keep a really good positive mantra, and all the baloney, like, let it go, and the hard stuff, learn how to deal with it, and there's always a way, there's always a reason, and there's always a way.
Absolutely. Wise words. Okay. Are you ready for your last question?
I'm ready, I'm in.
All right. So let me spin the wheel. I promise you're not going to win $1 million.
Now,
Oh my gosh, it is. Isn't this interesting? We're talking about, you know,
lucid dreams, okay.
dreams, but do you lucid dream?
Yes, very much, very often, and that's interesting too. uh, Especially, a lot of people don't realize that those moments are real, and maybe they don't remember them, or they don't want to acknowledge it. But when you encounter somebody that is with you, has acknowledged that, that's happened,
Mhm.
or realizes something happened, and it is a lot, I think, like deja vu, where people are
Yeah.
like, I've been here before, I've seen you before, I know you before. And so those moments are interesting, and I think it's also a place where it helps you get through some situations of, why am I stuck here? Why am I stuck here? I always know that when I'm in that lucid dream,
Mhm.
of, instead of a highway, it's like one of those
Oh,
slides
right.
where you get on like a blanket and you're like, woo. And I always know, like, when I get to that dream, that I'm at an end of a bad
Hmm.
cycle, and like something fun and exciting is coming.
Right.
And so I've learned to really take into them consideration, like longer consideration of places and situations that don't necessarily exist here, but I keep going there,
Mhm.
and knowing where I am in my journey in life of growth. So
I love it.
yeah,
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
they're fabulous. Yeah.
See, again, you're
I just
so in tune to yourself. That is awesome. You know what I'm saying? You listen to those dreams. All right. So where can everybody find you, Debbie?
You can find me on my website, which is debbykrusz.com, DEBBYKRUSZ.com. I try to keep social media the same at Debbie Cruz, DEBBYKRUSZ. And that's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. And if there's something else, I'm sure you'll find me.
And I'll put that in the description as well.
Thank
But
you.
I always do a closing quote. And I found it again. I think this is on your website by Jim Carrey. Absolutely love this. You
Oh,
can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. And I thought, oh my gosh, a great way to end this segment. So, Debbie, thank
yes,
you
yes.
so much for sharing what you do and how you empower people to find their true love and their soul.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate you having me.
Thank
Thank you.
you.